What's up with it? Okay, here we go. Cino's always right. I'm trying to get this camera in the right position that it won't stay for some goofy reason. Oh, he's got to get it for that space crap. Yeah, he's terrible. He's stupid enough to show up to get the award. Absolutely. Let's get into it. People want to hear about old man Bron and them Lakers. Well, here's the news. Old man and the rest of the team. Well, it's about Russ right now. Russ is not mentally in a good space because he feels they had a team meeting on Monday where guys got to express how they felt, sat down and actually had a conversation, and guys can get things off their chest. So when guys sat down and actually, got a chance to speak, the words that were said were not, like it was some tough love in the room. But Russ really apologized for not playing to his abilities. But he's also letting the media get into his head, and that's what the Lakers executives are afraid of. They don't want this to linger on with him, like throughout the season. So they brought up a lot of ideas. So that's why we're here. Hit the like button, good people. Yeah, everybody's waiting for that turnaround for the season. But my thing is turn around to what? Because if they don't get to fifth or sixth seed, they in trouble. So that's gonna be a heck of a turnaround. Because right now they're ninth. So if you're right now you're in the play-in tournament. And if you want to be the play-in to see who play Phoenix, okay. Good luck with that. But I love how everybody get excited when they go to overtime to beat the Knicks. I love how people get so excited. When the Lakers just win, they'll beat Orlando and they be, yeah, there we go, the Lake Show, we back. Do you realize what's going on with the Lakers? Do y'all have any idea what is actually going on with the Lakers right now? I don't think you do. See, Russ' thing is that he's hating that what the media is doing because he's so caught up into the media instead of what he needs to be doing. Russ his whole thing that got him so upset is that when he's doing well, they don't commend him. They just act like it's nothing. But when he do bad, he's got like all these reporters at his locker. They coming over to interview him then, but when he has a great game, they're not there. He doesn't like that narrative. So he's upset, like, man, I can't win. Like these guys, they always against me. It's like everybody against me. I got all this weight on my shoulders, and they keep promoting this false narrative about me, lies. So he's all mind is all over the place. And they was like, look, just focus on basketball and everything else will work itself out. So what the Lakers are going to do is talk to Russell Westbrook about his role on the team. Like being okay to pull Russ out of games. If Russ isn't playing well, he's having a bad game, they're just going to pull him. And they have the okay to do so by the organization, the coaching staffs. They talk to Russ. They saying, look, we want you out there and winning time, but if you don't have it going and we see your confidence isn't there or you're not locked in, rather than continuously go down the road, we'll just pull you and pull somebody else in the game. So THT has been getting a lot of his minutes. Now, we got 2 more days before the trade deadline, and the Lakers have been on the horn. Who they trying to move, what they're trying to move, no one knows. But what the world do know is that there's a massive problem going on with the Los Angeles Lakers. And they're trying to move as many pieces as they can to grab some legitimate pieces to play. They're trying to get Kendrick Nunn in a position where they can move him in a trade. It's hard to move an injured player. So they trying to get him playable enough to be traded. Westbrook, everybody's saying they're looking to trade Westbrook. If anybody is looking to grab Westbrook, it wouldn't even make sense. He's making 44 million this year. He has a player option for 47 million next year. Do you think he will opt out of $47 million? I don't think he will. He will be taking the 47 million next year. So the team that gets him is going to have to take a $47 million hit. Now, what team would trade for Russell Westbrook that would take a $47 million hit? Got to be a team that's going for a championship or at least into the playoffs. Because if you're not, why would you take a $47 million hit? Don't forget to hit up the Cash App, Carcino. Like this video. The super chat is working and we'll continue. Healthy LeBron is back. I see. He played like doo-doo when LeBron came back, but he played great when LeBron went in the game. It proves my statement from the very beginning. LeBron and Russ cannot play on the court at the same time. They play the same position. LeBron is always at the top of the key. If you can line somebody up as the center and they don't play center. They're like, LeBron is playing center. No, he's not. He's at the top of the key with the ball, controlling it, distributing it. He's basically the point guard all over again. So you got Russ out there just walking around being the two guard. Don't know what he's doing. That's right, Jonathan. Thank you. I saw you. I knew what you meant, April. I know you meant no, they can't. Yeah, the trades are flying in. Holly Burden and Tristan Kardashian is going to Indiana Pacers. And that's only to this year. Then Tristan will be out the league. Thanks, Nene. It could be Nene or Nene. Well, the Laker meeting, they said it was a meeting that they needed to have. So the meeting they had Monday was one that they needed Oh no, be careful. Just get to where you're going. You don't gotta type and drive. Well, I knew this would happen to the Lakers. I didn't know they would be this bad, but I knew they would be bad. I knew Anthony Davis would be hurt. I mean, we all knew that. Um, we don't know how long LeBron was going to hold up because we still don't know. You know, he sprung his knee being too active. So what's going to happen now when he was pushing himself to get 30 a night when they were losing? Now that they got AD back and he's getting points, they were still losing. And they barely beat the New York Knicks, a game they should have won walking away. What happens when they playing a real team? What happens when the team that they're playing is actually extraordinary? Yeah, the Indiana Pacers got Buddy and Tristan Thompson. That's a great deal for the Pacers, and it's a good deal for Indiana. I mean, for Sacramento. Too bad I bet it on Sacramento tonight. Hmm. Well, the whole industry is a mess. The industry's a mess right now. We have so many different things going on that doesn't make a sense. The Arnott's, they own Hennessy, Moet. They own a lot. Um, the Sacramento got Sabonis and Holly Burden. The PBC is falling and going down, pretty much. But at what point? I mean, it's already done failed to me as far as the talent level. What's up, Miami, Florida in the house? Well, they were gonna move Buddy. They should have. The problem they made is that they should have kept Bogdanovich and let Buddy Hield go. They paid Buddy Hield that money, and they shouldn't have. And I told Buddy Hield wasn't gonna be worth that money. He's just a scorer. That's all he's gonna do, and he's gonna do that sometimes. He's just not a team guy. Got to get rid of him. Of course, we're dropping on Patreon today. He said LeBron gonna sit it out tonight. Did they announce that? Well, AD can't help it. That boy needs some milk and magnesia. He needs something. He's not consistent. Well, they said Harden is finished. How would Harden be finished before LeBron? James Harden continuously has a better season than LeBron James. Consistently, every year he has a better season than LeBron. So how? But you'll have a bunch of people tell you that LeBron is better than James Harden. Yes, it's a great deal for the Pacers and a great deal for the Kings. Well, better fit for the Kings. No, the problem is that Russell Westbrook, the problem with Russell Westbrook is that Russell Westbrook is stuck in his own head right now. And him and Carmelo had a heart to heart Monday. In the meeting, they're trying to keep Russ' spirits up because the media is already beating him down. So they're not beating him down. The team is like, hey, we with you. We trying to rally with you. We know you working hard. Well, we don't want you to let the outside get into the inside. Don't let it get in your head. If you having a bad game, we know it. We've all had bad games. So that's what they're doing. They're trying to pick up their teammate. You don't want to bash your teammate while he's on the team. Man, you suck. Come on, man. What's wrong with you? That don't help nothing. If you jump dump down on him like that, he just gonna play worse. Oh, Portland got the best of that deal. CJ going to New Orleans. CJ McCollum going to New Orleans was the best deal. That deal was great for Portland. Portland got all those players. They got draft picks. They got like 3 draft picks out of it. It was like, man, that was a crazy deal. Portland came up like fat rats. Dame got a bunch of spare parts. They got like Josh Hart. Who else they get? It was like anybody they had on the bench. I forgot Josh Hart was still in the league. They just had to get rid of CJ. Dame and CJ couldn't play together no more. They were supposed to get rid of CJ 2 years ago. Word to Big Bird. Oh! Sorry about that. Forgot the clip ain't working on this thing. But they were supposed to got rid of him 2 years ago. But that didn't happen. So since it didn't happen, here we are. Who do I think is going to be traded? Everybody's trying to get Dennis Schroeder right now from the Boston Celtics. The Celtics know that Dennis Schroeder is not going to stay with them next season. So unless they're going to have to pay him a lot of money. So they're going to try to move him now so that they can get somebody back in return, because the Celtics pretty much know, like, we ain't going to win an NBA championship this year. So keeping Dennis Schroeder, we don't know if we're going to keep him for the rest of the money. We know he got this 1-year deal. We should have just committed to him and closed the deal when we had the opportunity. We didn't do that, so here we are. I mean, that's the thing. Hit the like button. LeBron James get a triple-double, everybody go crazy. LeBron got a 20.9 points triple-double, dog. Russ get a triple-double. Yeah, he ain't did nothing. Russ get a triple-double. He got a 30-point triple-double. So, did we win? About time he did something. It's always about who they like. James Harden was doing 50-point triple-doubles. 50-point triple-doubles. That means he scored 50 and still got 10 rebounds, still had 10 assists in the game. And they didn't give him MVP that year either. They gave it to Giannis. So you got to ask yourself, it's about who you like and who they like. Because in the end of the day, that's all that matters to them, is who they like. Who they like? Who they like? Who they like? I don't think the Lakers can make that many moves. Because who are you going to get at this point? That's going to really change your outcome of your bench. We know they're trying to move Bazemore, Kendrick Nunn. Some people rumored THT. But right now, the Chicago Bulls are trying to get a backup point guard. So they're looking at Dennis Schroeder. They're looking at some other teams wanted to grab him as well. But Dennis Schroeder was a player that was on the block that should have never had to been there in the first place. That's what the Knicks needed. They know it now, but that's who they needed to start the season with. But they chose Kemba Walker. Then they got stuck. They thought they can get rid of Kemba Walker, and they realized, don't nobody want Kemba Walker? We were the only fools? Yep, The dude got an attitude problem. He's a bad locker room guy. So when you're a bad locker room guy, you have that reputation. And don't forget to hit the like button, good people. What's up? LeBron and his super teams need to retire. Well, the thing is that it all goes back to the draft, right? Who won the team last year? Who won the chip? Quick. Do anybody know? Nope. But it was the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks won the championship with the majority of their team they built from within. Who won it after them? Well, I mean, before them. The Toronto Raptors. So the Raptors won right before them. They had brought in Kawhi Leonard. Other than that, the core was still the same that had been there. It wasn't bringing 55,000 superstars on one team. LeBron started that. We did not have an NBA champion in 2020. The season got called. They got together for a pandemic bubble thing 4 months later. That's not an NBA championship, people. Exactly. So if you look at that notion and look at where Russell Westbrook at and look at the rest of the team, it's not about who the Lakers have. It's how they're playing as a team. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because look at what's happening. When they had AD on the court, they were one game under 500 with AD. With LeBron and AD, they were still losing. So if you still losing with LeBron and AD, what's the point? So I'm gonna pay. The Lakers are spending. LeBron is making what, 36 million this year, or 30 some million. Russ is making 44 million, and what AD getting like 30 some million. You got about $200 million right there, wrapped up in basically three players rather. They not even counting the other millions you got on the bench. So you in the luxury tax basically every year. Oh, thanks for the super chat. You said the Raptors team had chemistry, bought in by Gasol and Danny Green with Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, Danny Green was key because he played with Kawhi. They know how to play with each other. So he came in big. But as you can see, Danny Green is on the trading block right now. Oh, good afternoon to you too. Don't forget Danny Green. Right. It's all about the play on the court. And that's why they talking about Russ. They trying to get Russ because Russ is normally good at blocking that stuff out. But he hasn't been doing that lately. He's been letting the pressure of the media get to him. And they're like, come on, Russ, like this ain't your first rodeo. What are you doing? You know better than this. You know to block out the media. You know to block the noise out and just focus on your game. Like there was some defensive collapses in that game and in the Knicks game where the Knicks were up like huge over the Lakers. It was crazy. And they had to fight all the way back to get back in the game. But they were down huge. And they like, come on, man. Like Russ ain't even guarding the guys. Because offensively he was out of rhythm and people were booing him in the stadium and everything. And LA, this is not OKC. This ain't Houston. This ain't DC. This is the spoiled and overprivileged Los Angeles Lakers. They don't even like LeBron. So let that sink in. It's Kobe's team. Kobe's bigger than Magic. He's the most popular Laker in history. And now that he's not here anymore, oh, that's solidified. That is solidified. It's going nowhere. Why would you get rid of Monk? Monk is the only guy you should trust. Defensively, he ain't gonna do something for you, but offensively, he gonna put up some points. And that's what the Lakers need right now. Uh-oh. Errol Spence and Ugas. Something's going on with that. Now, if they trade THT and none in a package deal, which is being talked about, then that would free up some space. I know Bazemore is on the block to go again in a 3-team trade, but it's who will the Lakers get back? And will those players be enough to win a championship? That's the key. He had one good game and 3 bad ones. Well, here's the thing. Monk plays good in his spots. You got to realize that people throw other people's rhythm off. Everybody plays the game a little different. And when LeBron wasn't there, Monk was able to play very well at times because Russ had the ball. But Monk plays better when LeBron's on the court, more than when Russ is on the court. Monk likes to get the ball and create on rhythm. He's more like a Kyrie Irving type of player, but he's not a better defender and he's not a better finisher at the rim than Kyrie, but he's a shooter, a scorer. Now, of course, if he ain't got it going, then you're in trouble. Well, if that was the case, he would have did it by now. Bazemore only plays against the Warriors. Because they got rid of him quick, fast, and hurt. They said, oh, yeah, you ain't going to work here. Like D'Angelo Russell, he had to go. D'Angelo Russell wasn't playing defense. He just want to shoot. So they was like, oh yeah, you gotta go, bro. Nah, you can't. You ain't even learned the Warriors way. Alex Caruso, yeah, he would have helped the Lakers because he actually plays defense. He goes out to play defense. He gets in the passing lanes. But I really don't think it would have helped the Lakers because the Lakers, everybody act like the Lakers was the number one team in the West last year. The Lakers sucked last year too. When they were like, oh, we didn't have LeBron. You sucked when you had LeBron. You weren't as bad as you are now, but you still were bad. You weren't a good team. You wasn't gonna beat Phoenix, Utah, none of them. You weren't gonna beat them. LeBron came back like that was gonna mean something. And it's like, dude, y'all still suck. AD went down. We would have won if AD didn't go down. No, you wouldn't have. Don't fall asleep. I ain't driving. I can fall asleep now. They were worse last year. I wouldn't say that. They were bad last year, but they weren't as bad as I think this year is the worst they've looked because I believe they hit a wall and they got super older. They were old last year. This year, man, they got nothing but dinosaurs. You got Melo out there, and you got Russ. You got all these people out here who are dinosaurs. And I'm just like, man, all these dinosaurs. Eh, hell, they running over here. They can make Jurassic Park out there. Oh, they talking about the big three with Zion, CJ, and Brandon Ingram. That's the new big three in New Orleans. But I'm like, Zion ain't even playing. Brandon Ingram playing when he ain't hurt, and CJ is like, okay, here I am. So we'll see how that works. Oh, that's what they saying. Ugas and them got a date now. It's booked for April the 16th. Spence and Ugas. Oh, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Bulls are fighting to get Dennis Schroeder, like I told you, from the Boston Celtics, because right there, he's the runner-up again for Six Man of the Year. Uh, when he was there, he's good. He's, you know, the Bucks. They get killed when they bring their bench in. They want Dennis Schroeder to help out the bench just for this season. He's on a championship team. Now, he won't be starting. He can accept his role coming off the bench. Next year, he can go for his big contract. He took the 1 year deal, made his money. They got nothing for Dennis Schroeder. They got nothing for Alex Caruso. That has been torturing the Los Angeles Lakers. Losing those two assets is what's hurting them. Schroeder would never go back to the Lakers. Dennis Schroeder would never play for them again. Well, I never say never if the check is right, but no, I don't see it happening. The Bucks will sign him for the just to finish out the rest of the year, do a trade, then he can go for his money because Boston know they out this year. Like they'll go to the playoffs. But I did wash my face and brush my teeth. See them sparkle? Oh, I got better equipment. Finna see me sleep in a minute. Cause I'm going to bed. Betty bye, Betty bye. I bet the Lakers. Took the Lakers in the points. They got Lakers a plus 4.5. I'm like, oh, I gotta do that. Now, if the Lakers don't win, I win. I get to see the Lakers lose. But if the Lakers happen to win, I get paid. So win-win for me. I'm out. LeBron lose chips all the time, B.